Hello, I'm the Badger and I have 20 years in educational experience and over 10 years experience as a YouTuber and some time in care as well, where I used to help a lot of other learners. Now, disclaimer, this video is not attributed to any organisation or been asked to be created by any organisation. This is from me and just this channel and one of my ideas for a video series of a lesson or two. Now, I'm going to talk to you about your first day at college. This is back to basics, how to, what to do on your first day of college. Now, we're going to talk about enrolment. Now, enrolment is a hard thing to do. You'll obviously need to scour different colleges online and perhaps go for visits. Depending on the organisation, you may be asked to go in for a tour, first of all, but it depends because it may be all virtual. So please have a look at all the different websites that are on there, and you may be asked to go to a virtual tour around the building. Now, this is quite a modern thing since COVID, and you may be asked to watch a few videos on the organisation before your first day. Now, what might happen on your first day of enrolment? Now, usually you'll have to remember that there'll be lots of people in lots of suits running around and lots of people in queues. Please bear in mind that everyone is in the same situation you are, even the staff members. Everyone is trying to make sure everything goes to plan and everyone needs to be in specific spots. Now, that's just the adults around you. Of course, if you're a student, you'll be asked to wait in specific queues depending on what classes or what course you're about to enroll on. Now, this can take several hours, so please be warned and please make sure you have a parental figure or a carer with you because it's not going to be fun on your own, let alone, oh, I'm cool, I'm going to do it on my own. Yes, I get that, but ideally, it's nice to have company and an adult figure just in case something goes wrong. Now, obviously, you'll have to make sure you have ID with you, perhaps a passport or a national insurance number, or a relevant citizen card, because they'll need to make sure and verify your identity as you even enrol on the course. Now, there's a fair bit of paperwork to do, so please make sure you have a pen, a ruler, and of course a normal pencil case, perhaps a highlighter. Now, obviously, that depends. You'll be ushered in to get your photo taken. This can be quite awkward, I know. So, like I said, not everyone's vain and things like that. But if you wanted to, please make sure you look at your best. If you want to have a nice photograph, there's nothing worse than having a cringy photograph that you'll be stuck with potentially for the next 5 years. Yeah, because some organisations do charge you if you'd like a new badge or a replacement photo. So please bear that in mind when you go lining up. It's always nice to look your best if you can. Now, obviously, once you've joined in, you've written all your stuff down, you have done your photograph and your writing, there may be a taster day that you need to go to. Now, before we get to that, you need to obviously remember that everyone is in the same boat as you. Everyone in that queue, in that place, are all feeling nervous, are all anxious, are all worried about other people's opinions of you and how you feel and how they feel. Obviously, you might see some familiar faces, but they're still going to be nervous. So, if you do see some friends, reassure them, make sure that they know that you're in the same boat as well and how you're feeling, and share your feelings. I know that's quite modern, but you should because life is complicated these days. So please make sure you reach out to people that you might see and reassure them. Now, once you've had your photo done and the really annoying complicated forms, like I said, you may be asked to go to a taster day. Now, this could involve a myriad of things, such as a icebreaker. Now, this is an icebreaker, is where you will need to talk about yourself and how you're feeling and who you are. Now, that is quite hard for some people, but like once I said before, everyone is in the same boat. Now, you may have a short lesson telling you all about how and what the course is about, and that's quite fun generally because it's quite exciting to think, what am I going to be doing this year? And you'll have all this information put to you. So please make sure you have a pen and a piece of paper. It doesn't matter if it's got tea stains on it or if it's a fresh, nice pad that cost you $16.99 from Waterstones. It really doesn't matter. You could go to the pound shop and get enough stationery that you need for this day. Now, highlighters are very useful because once you've written down all this information, you might find that there's key bits that you need to highlight, that you need to remember, such as homework or your first unit. Now, once all that's all got out of the way, you may be asked to do something called a skills builder test or a skills wise test. Now, this is not going to be pretty. So please make sure you have your maths equipment with you, your English equipment with you, and perhaps, like you're saying, highlighters, pens, and things like that. This could take anything from 1 to 3 hours. This is not a short thing. This is how the organisation will be seeing how and why and when you do your maths and your English and what level you'll need to be in. So you'll need to make sure you're at your best for this. So let's rewind a bit and say that you should obviously still practice your English and your maths and maybe your IT during the summer holidays because you will have to do this skills-wise test. And they're not easy, they're quite long. And like I say, 1 to 3 hours of your life will disappear. And once you've done that, then they will assess what maths class you're in. You may be asked to go back to class after this, or you may be lucky enough to be sent home. If you're sent home, that's great. But usually, if you're unlucky enough, you'll have more time to fill. This perhaps will be filled with some icebreakers, or you may have to go to something called a principal's briefing or a college briefing. And this briefing will be all about the laws, the different things you have to do at college, and the different sort of student charters, the things that are available to you at the college, the different things that you can do to pass your time, and how you're generally asked to act during this college year. Now, once that's done and dusted, you'll probably have to sign a few forms to obviously say that you will be abiding by the rules. Now, once that's done, you should probably need to have a little chat with your parents or your grandparents or your carers, whoever is in charge of you, and then hopefully you'll be able to go home, and then in the coming weeks your college course will appropriately start. Yeah, taster days can be nervous, but hopefully you'll be okay. And just remember that everyone is in the same boat as you, and everyone is nervous and worried. And please remember that you'll obviously have lots of interests the same as people around you. So hopefully by the end of your taster day slash day where you have to sign in and everything, and hopefully you'll be there, all being making new friends and having lots of fun by the end of the day, because you'll realise that somebody else likes Five Nights at Freddy's, somebody else likes Pokemon, somebody else likes Power World, somebody else likes Sonic the Hedgehog, somebody else likes, Jason, Voorhees, Friday the 13th, all these different things. You'll realise that people around you are very similar, and it'd be easy enough for you to make new friends, and that will, of course, make the college experience ultimately better. If you can bounce off people around you, then you'll be able to have a brilliant experience on your taster day, and it will set you up for the rest of the year. Any questions? Let me know in the comments, and let me know what you'd like me to talk about next. I have a plan, but I want to see what you guys want me to talk about next so I can incorporate it in. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time.